When I first saw this problem, I absolutely fainted. Alright, time to record. Now, if you also fainted, well, don't worry, because we're going to solve this problem together. Well, in order to even begin solving this, we first have to think about our rules for order of operations. I use PEMDAS. So PEMDAS is the order that you solve equations like these in. So first you do what's in the parentheses, then you solve any exponents, then multiplication and division, and addition and subtraction. So first, with this equation, we have to find any parentheses. Well, where do we see parentheses here? Well, this, 3 exclamation mark. But what does exclamation mark even mean? Well, exclamation mark means a factorial. And a factorial means that you take this number and multiply it by every single number before it. So in this case, 3 factorial would be 3 times 2 times 1. Well, I know what 3 times 2 is. It's just 6. And 6 times 1 is also 6. So let's rewrite it that way. Alright, cool. Now we can also simplify this as if it was in a parentheses. So we have another exclamation mark, which we already know is just a factorial. So it's 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And I'll save you the math. It's 120. So what we have here is 120 plus 5, the cube root of that. So let's rewrite it that way. Great, so we simplified this a whole lot. So now our new equation is negative 6 squared plus 8 squared times 6 minus the cube root of 125. Okay, so now the next thing in our order of operations would be indices or exponents, whatever you call them. So these are all the indices, the cube roots and the exponents. So let's evaluate each of these. Well, negative 6 squared, it's not negative 6 times negative 6. It's the negative of 6 squared. And I explained that in another video if you want to go watch it. But this would be negative 36. So let's write that down. Alright, we have negative 36 plus 8 squared. Now 8 squared is just 8 times 8, which is 64. Now, what is this? Well, it's the cube root of 125. And how do we find cube roots? Well, we have to think of numbers that multiply 3 times to get 125. So, what times what equals 125? Well, 5 times 5 is 25, plus another 5, it's 125. So, we already know that the cube root of 125 is 5, so let's write that down. Now we have a much simpler equation for us to solve. Alright, so the next operations in our order of operations is multiplication and division. They could be interchangeable, but I don't see any division here, so that means we're just going to do multiplication. Now, we have to do 64 times 6. This is all in one. You don't multiply 6 by 5 or 6 by negative 36. It's next to 64. So we have to multiply 64 by 6. So this would just become, we have this now, negative 36 plus 384 minus 5. Well, these two could combine to make negative 41. So let's rewrite it like that. Now we just have 384 minus 41, which is 343. God bless.